Welcome to Keeping It Realty.
Welcome back to Keeping It Realty. I'm your host, Martha Smith.
And I'm your co-host, Natalia Pierantoni.
And today's topic doesn't always get the spotlight, but it should. We're talking about insurance.
Whether you're self-employed, a full-time agent, a homeowner, or a landlord, this episode is for you.
We're breaking down what you really need to know about property and casualty insurance so you're never left vulnerable.
Please welcome the president of Prolines Insurance Agency, Umer Shafiq.
Woo!
Thank you.
Welcome to the pod, Umer. Before we get into it, can you tell us a little bit about your company and how you got started in insurance?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, both of you.
Of course.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate you.
Thank you. So my name is Umer Shafiq. I started this company a little over a year ago. Prior to that, I was an agent in New York. So I was an agent for about 10 years, almost, for an independent insurance agency specializing in business and commercial insurance. Moved here, loved the weather. I never went back.
Who doesn't?
Yeah,
So
for
exactly.
real.
So, and then I ended up, looking around the market, see what's going on, and ended up opening Prolines Insurance and helping people.
Love it. So let's start with the basics. As real estate agents, how do we protect ourselves from lawsuits, et cetera? Or like what type of insurance should we have and how does it protect us in our industry?
Yeah, absolutely. So insurance agents, real estate agents, anybody that's providing a professional service, you can have professional liability, or depending on the industry, some people call it errors and omissions. Same thing. It basically protects you against your negligence or against any misrepresentation, anything that you may harm the client financially or do something that's not, within the realms of your services.
Okay.
So intentional or unintentional, it kind of covers you for that purpose.
Got it.
Okay. What other coverages do you offer for business owners besides that one?
Yeah, so there's a number of them mostly, but the baseline is with general liability. That's the most basic one that every business owner should have. Business liability, general liability, same thing. Workers' compensation, and then you have cyber liability. You have professional liability if you're a business owner as well,
Right.
as a real estate agent.
Gotcha.
So I heard like YouTubers and people that do like content, they get some insurance for their business in case they don't produce or something. What is that insurance called?
So normally it's professional liability.
Okay.
And that's for their services that they're doing. So if they don't, if they say something wrong or if they say something, that's not right, it could be that one.
Okay. Interesting. What are some common mistakes that business owners make when it comes to insurance, you think?
There could be many. There could be few. One of the most basic one is either getting underinsured to save some money on the premium. And then in the event of a, claim, hurricane claim or liability, if they don't have enough liability coverage for a lawsuit, underinsuring definitely is one of the major ones. Besides that, you have not enough coverage for your contents, your business, personal property. You may have $300,000, but you only insured it for $100,000. The company will only give you $400,000 coverage.
It's important. So underinsurance. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's switch gears to homeowners insurance, right? So this is something every buyer needs and most don't really understand it. So what exactly is homeowners insurance?
So like it sounds, home insurance is basically it protects your asset against any sort of peril. Peril meaning fire, theft, vandalism, any acts of nature. It basically protects your investment.
Is there, because I know there is different types of insurance, right? You have just your regular homeowners insurance, and then you'll have like flood insurance, and you'll have sinkhole. How many insurances in Florida are there additional?
So the most basic one is homeowners insurance, which covers personal liability, it covers your contents, your personal property. It also covers the loss of use, which means if you're misplaced because of the house was inhabitable for some time, pays for your hotel, stuff like that. That's one. That's all under home insurance. The other, flood insurance, earthquake, sinkhole, those are all extras. They're never in the homeowners insurance. You can get a separate policy to cover against those type of facts.
Okay. And some homes don't require flood insurance, but others that are in flood zones do, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. But the new construction,
Mm-hmm.
most of them are requiring it at this time.
Really?
Yeah, but there is a certificate called elevation certificate.
Okay.
So once FEMA goes through the builder basically says, hey, we have elevated the base
Mm-hmm.
or the foundation. It is no longer in a flood zone.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, they can eliminate that requirement to purchase flood insurance.
That's interesting. That's for new construction.
New construction, even the old construction, areas where,
Really?
there has been rezoning, a lot of it.
Okay. Yeah, I
So-
have seen a lot of rezoning happening actually.
So for our let's get back to the landlord
Yeah,
listeners. Should they require renters insurance
absolutely.
from the tenants, right? Or
Yeah,
how does that work?
absolutely. So as a tenant,
Mhm.
you want to protect your equipment, your personal property.
Got it.
So it's very cheap. It's $150 a year.
A
roughly.
year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe
worth it.
That is cheap.
roughly 150,
Definitely.
200, depending on the company, how much contents,
Mm-hmm.
personal property you have. Most people don't have more than $10,000, $15,000.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So in the event of a fire in that property, at least as a tenant, you have your protection. So you cover your personal belongings.
Do you have any tips for homeowners or investors when they're picking a policy, like what they should be looking for, or any
Yeah.
tips?
Yeah. Usually, my recommendation is to go with a special form policy. It
Okay.
basically is all risks included, unless specifically stated not included.
Okay.
So any homeowner, any landlord that they are looking to purchase the property,
Mm-hmm.
they want to cover it against any of those perils. Make sure that it's a special form policy.
Now, if somebody comes to your business and tells you, I'm a business owner or I'm a homeowner that's renting their home, you can kind of explain to them what coverage is. Do you offer that service? You explain it and go over everything so they know what coverage is?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I take my time to gear the recommendations
Mm-hmm.
towards their specific needs. Homeowners have different needs, business owners have different needs in terms of their coverage.
Mm-hmm.
So it really depends what you're basically looking for.
So let's talk about the state of Florida.
Yeah.
Right. So because insurance here is a whole different game, game ball.
Mm-hmm.
Really
I
is.
understand that in Florida, the main insurance is Citizens insurance, is what I understand, right? So what is it, and what's the difference between Citizens and private insurance carrier?
Yes. So Citizens Insurance Company or insurance carrier is backed by Florida government. It's a government-backed insurance fund that basically, if nobody wants to insure your home because your home is very old or maybe there's too many claims or whatnot, that's where Citizen says, okay, we'll give you the insurance, but we're going to charge you X amount of dollar for the coverage. And it's essentially the last resort most agents go to. They do have good rates. Sometimes they don't, but there's no other options.
What about the coverage, though? Do they have good coverage?
They do have similar coverages as compared to the private insurance companies. Basically, the rates differ because every company have their own guidelines. Some are, close to the coast. They're going to have higher premium. Away from the coast, more inland, lower premium. Citizen can be exactly the same way, but it just depends on the carrier's, preferences
Yeah.
and the guidelines.
And a lot of private insurances here in Florida are just dropping their insureds almost for no reason. It's just they think the risk is too high now in that area and they stop insuring homes. And that's when Citizens kind of jump in. So by no means do we mean that Citizens Last Resort is a bad
No, absolutely
insurance.
not.
Right. I
Yeah,
just wanted
no.
to make that clear.
Yep.
It's just they're there to help
Yep.
people in that situation when you can't find insurance.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. What are some ways that homeowners can lower their premiums?
There's a few.
Okay.
One of them is having 4 points inspection and wind mitigation inspection.
Okay.
That's usually the most baseline I recommend
Okay.
because the inspector inspects for the house, the age of the roof, the boiler, etc., the plumbing system, the electric system. So they look at that.
Mhm.
So in addition to that, wind mitigation, how are the windows, how are the doors openings in case of a hurricane,
Mhm.
and the shingles, etc., if they have shingles. So that's one of them. Also, if it's hurricane proof,
Mhm.
the windows are hurricane proof, that's a credit. So it just depends
Okay.
what you have done to the house.
Circling back to the roof, what are you seeing that insurance companies are accepting as far as the age of roofs right now?
There's different preferences, appetite for the companies, but majority of them are being very hesitant or reluctant to go beyond 15 years, 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
If it's 10 to 15 years, they require inspections to see what is the left, the useful life of that roof left.
Right.
Normally, if it's 8 to 10 years, they're okay with it,
Mm-hmm.
but it really depends on how is the roof.
I've been seeing that on my end on the real estate side as well. When the roof is 15 years or older, the insurance company most of the times wants you to replace that roof and get a new one installed.
I want to bring it back to the flood, hurricane, sinkhole insurances real quick, because some buyers think that home insurance, the flood insurance already is included in the home insurance, and it's completely separate, right? Like, I mean, the flood insurance can be up to like what, 5,000? Like, what would the cost be?
Right.
Extra.
So, so it's a completely separate policy.
Yes. Okay.
There's very few carriers that package it together,
Mhm.
but 90% of the times it's a separate policy, and it only covers you in the event of a flood. Otherwise, it will not cover you, and it covers your building as well as your contents, your personal property. It's a complete separate policy. It is usually dependent upon which area you are. The premium is based on that. If you're in a zone A, zone X, depending on the higher zone, the premium will be extremely high. If you're more inland, premium will be lower.
I have a question. I've seen where I'm representing a buyer in a situation where they're buying a house that's in a flood zone and the current owners have a flood policy. And we are able to transfer that flood policy at a lower premium than if we were to shop and get a new insurance policy for flood. Do I make sense what I'm asking?
Yes. Sometimes.
Why is that? Yeah.
Like a transferable insurance?
Yeah, like why is it cheaper to transfer this policy from this person instead of getting your own?
Most of the times when that happens, it's because they're prorating it. So the annual policy remains, and what you're doing is just transferring it over. So you have, let's say, 5 months left, 8 months left, whatever the case is, it's prorated. So they're only charging you for the time that you start from until the end of the policy date.
Okay, so will the policy go up after that?
It depends.
Yeah, because what I'm trying to say is, like, I had a client that bought a house that was in a flood zone, and we got several quotes for her flood insurance, and they were high. They were much higher than the current owner of the home. And so we ended up just using her policy and transferring it over to my buyer. And so she got that premium that was much lower. And my question is, why is that? And will her policy now go up after a year that she's been living there?
I couldn't answer if it goes up, because that's all variable, very, very, factors involved. So, but why the policy remains cost effective is because one reason could be that they prorated the policy. The second reason is because the company's already insuring the property. So they already know that they have this risk on their books. So they know what they're insuring.
That makes sense.
So from that reason, they don't, it's not new to them. So they already know what they're insuring and how much coverage. So for that reason, it would be cost effective.
Right. That makes sense. A new company doesn't know what risk they're taking on. It's a complete new file or whatever they call it. So, okay. Well, thank you.
Yep.
So is there anything else that you want to add before we put you in the hot seat?
Uh-oh.
Be scared. Be very scared.
Yeah. So in terms of insurance, I think most people don't realize that having a home business is one of the very important insurances that you should have, especially if you have people coming in. You may have a garage, you may have a separate, entrance to a shed or something, and you want to insure that as a business, because home insurance will not cover you. Home insurance does not cover businesses, business acts, and for example, baby infant pictures, right? People have them in their house, they have a little studio. If you bring in people in, you want to make sure that you have a business insurance. If somebody falls and trips, they can sue you. The home insurance will not cover that. So that's, I think, one of the very, very,
that's called business insurance?
It's a general liability policy.
General liability.
It doesn't have to be under a business name. It could be under your personal name, but you have to reveal, or I guess you have to let the company know that you're running a business out of your home with people potentially coming in and you're providing services in the house.
Okay. Do you offer like an umbrella policy, I think is what it's called, where you have all these insurances that fall under?
Yeah, so umbrella policy is just an overarching policy over general liability. So you have an underlying policy, which is general, 1/2 million, for example. And then you have an overarching policy, which is umbrella, that covers you for everything that you own within the same name.
Okay.
Or even a personal names.
Like homes, cars,
cars,
business.
auto,
Assets, okay.
business,
Yeah.
any boats,
Yeah.
whatever the case is. It's just an extra buffer
Right.
in your liability. If 2 million is not enough for the claim, that umbrella policy will kick in and protect you additionally for whatever amount of additional umbrella policy you purchased.
Got it. All right. Well, thank you so much for explaining that. Is there anything
Pleasure.
else you want to talk about your business that you offer, or do you think we pretty much covered everything?
Property insurance, commercial, workers' compensation is one of them as well.
Okay.
Workers' compensation for the general contractors, anybody who owns a business. And going back to one of my earlier points, what businesses should have, workers' compensation is one of them, and commercial auto if they're using the business, if they're using a vehicle for the business use. So commercial auto as well.
Well, we're going to give you the opportunity to definitely shout out your business and give your contact information so people can reach you if they are looking for insurance. But before we get there, we're going to put you in the hot seat.
Okay.
First question.
Yes.
Coffee meeting or happy hour?
Coffee meeting.
Okay. Weirdest thing you've ever had to insure?
I can't say the word, but it was a house. They had a very interesting operations coming in the house.
Okay. We'll have to ask him after.
Leave comments if you guys want to find out. Oh my goodness. Okay, so one insurance tip you wish everyone knew.
Insurance is not get rich scheme. It's just, it's a protection.
Protection.
Yeah.
If insurance were a person, what would their personality be?
Bipolar.
That's good.
That's a great one.
That's great.
Worst insurance myth you've ever heard.
Something that people believe and you constantly have to explain, no, that's not how it
true.
works. Is there anything like that?
Profiting.
Profiting?
Okay.
Profiting. They think that, hey, I have an old roof. It's fine. I'll get the insurance. I'll just, do something
Oh, I
about
see what
it
you're saying.
and get a
Like,
new roof.
File a claim and
File a claim,
do it
exactly.
cheaply and then keep the rest, and that's not how
No.
it works.
Nope.
Gotcha.
Ooh, very interesting. Well,
Yeah.
that was packed with gems. Umer, thank you so much for dropping the knowledge and making insurance actually feel understandable.
Thank
My
you, Umer.
pleasure.
And now, how can our listeners get in contact with you?
Absolutely. So you can go on Instagram at Prolines_insurance or look up on Facebook, Prolines Insurance, as well as I have my website and my callback phone number, 813-513-7414.
Thank you, Uber.
Thank you.
So don't forget to subscribe to our channel, share this episode with all your friends, and leave us a comment.
Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at keepingitreal_T. And if you have any questions for us, email us at keepingitrealt@gmail.com.
See you next time on Keeping It Realty. Thank you all for tuning into our podcast. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did.
Don't forget to follow us on social media at keepingitreal_T and share this episode with all your friends.
If you guys have any questions and topics that you guys would like for us for future episodes, let us know. Shoot us a message. We would love to hear from you guys.
See you next time on Keeping It Realty.